Imagine for a moment that today is the last day of your life. What would you do differently? Would you finally tell someone you love them? Would you stop hiding your dreams? Would you leave a mark that says, I was here and I mattered? Most of us live as if we have all the time in the world. But let me ask you, what if you don't? What if today is your opportunity to start living with intention, loving with courage, and mattering with purpose? Stay with me, because by the end of this talk, you'll have a blueprint to live more fully, love more deeply, and ensure that your life leaves an indelible mark on the world. Imagine for a moment that you're standing at the edge of a cliff, overlooking a vast ocean. The waves crash below, and the horizon stretches endlessly before you. It's breathtaking. But as you stand there, a thought enters your mind: what if I never take the leap? What if I stay here, safe but stagnant, forever wondering what could have been? This is where most people live their lives, on the edge, looking out at the possibilities but paralyzed by the fear of falling. It's comfortable to stay put, to live day by day in routines that require little risk. But deep down, you know there's more. You feel it in the quiet moments, in the restless nights, in the longing for something bigger, something better. That feeling isn't an accident. It's your soul whispering, wake up. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you felt truly alive? Not just going through the motions, not just ticking boxes on a to-do list, but truly present, energized, and connected to something meaningful. For too many of us, that feeling is rare. We wake up, rush through the day, meet deadlines, and collapse into bed, only to do it all over again. And somewhere in that cycle, we lose ourselves. But it doesn't have to be that way. Life is not meant to be endured, it's meant to be lived. Fully, passionately, with intention and purpose. The question is how? What if I told you that the secret to living isn't about chasing some elusive future goal or accumulating more things? It's about how you show up today, in this moment. It's about breaking free from the script that says you have to follow the same path as everyone else. It's about daring to ask, what would make me come alive? Here's the truth: the clock is ticking. Every second, every breath is a gift, and once it's gone, it doesn't come back. You have a finite number of days on this earth. How many of them will you let slip by unnoticed, unlived? But here's the good news: no matter where you are right now, no matter how far you've wandered from your dreams, you can choose to start again. You can choose to live boldly with courage and clarity. You can decide in this very moment that you're not going to wait for someday anymore. So I'm inviting you to take a leap, not off a literal cliff, but off the ledge of your comfort zone. I'm asking you to dare to live in a way that lights you up, that challenges you, that makes you proud. I'm asking you to let go of the fear of falling and embrace the possibility of flying. By the time we finish here, you'll have the tools, the mindset, and the inspiration to step into the life you've always known was possible. So stay with me. This is the moment where everything changes. This is the moment where you decide to truly live. Life is not a series of random events. It is a canvas waiting for your intentional strokes, a story yearning to be written with meaning. Yet, how often do we find ourselves simply drifting, carried by the current of daily obligations and distractions? We wake up, follow routines, and before we know it, weeks, months, and even years pass without us feeling truly alive. This is not living, it's existing. And there's a world of difference between the two. Living with purpose means rising each day with clarity and intention. It's about recognizing that your life is not a dress rehearsal. There is no do-over, no next time when it comes to this moment. The choices you make today, the actions you take, and the way you spend your time all contribute to the life you are creating. Without purpose, it's easy to let days slip by in a blur. But with purpose, every moment becomes an opportunity. Have you ever noticed how life feels when you're fully present and aligned with something that matters deeply to you? Time seems to slow down. There's a sense of flow, of rightness. That's what living with purpose offers, a chance to feel that way, not just in fleeting moments, but as a way of life. Purpose gives you a compass. It directs your energy, your passion, and your focus toward what truly matters. But what is purpose? It doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. Purpose isn't about achieving perfection or finding one single calling that defines you forever. It's about living in a way that feels meaningful to you. It could be nurturing your family, creating something beautiful, helping others, or simply growing into the best version of yourself. Purpose is personal and it evolves. What matters is that you start seeking it and living in alignment with it. Living with purpose requires courage. It means saying no to distractions, to the expectations of others, and to the fears that whisper, you can't. It's about taking ownership of your life and daring to ask, what do I want to stand for? What legacy do I want to leave? The answers may not come overnight, but the act of asking these questions shifts your focus. It opens your heart and mind to possibilities you may never have considered. It also requires action. Purpose isn't something you simply think about, it's something you do. It's in the small, consistent choices that align with your values. It's in how you treat others, how you spend your time, and how you approach challenges. Every step you take with intention reinforces your purpose and strengthens your resolve to live it. Today you have a choice. You can let life happen to you, or you can choose to live with purpose. You can decide right now to stop drifting and start steering. Purpose is not something you find, it's something you create. It's a daily practice, a commitment to live a life that feels true to who you are. When you do this, life stops being something you endure and becomes something you embrace. You wake up not just to another day, but to a new opportunity to make it meaningful. Love is the most powerful force in the world. It has the ability to heal, to connect, and to transform lives in ways we can't always measure. Yet so often we put limits on love, conditional love, transactional love, love that expects something in return. We reserve it for the people we deem worthy, for the moments we think are right, or for the times when we feel it is earned. But what if we loved differently? What if we loved without conditions? Unconditional love is not about loving perfectly, but loving fully, without expecting anything in return. It is the kind of love that doesn't judge, doesn't keep score, and doesn't hold grudges. It is the love that says, I see you for who you are, and I love you in your entirety, flaws and all. This kind of love is freeing. It releases us from the expectations and limitations we often place on relationships, allowing us to show up as our true selves. Imagine what your life would look like if you gave that kind of love to everyone you encountered. What if you loved your friends without expecting them to always meet your needs, your family without the need for them to be perfect, or even strangers with no agenda? That's the kind of love that has the power to shift everything. It's a love that doesn't depend on external circumstances, but is rooted in the belief that all people are worthy of kindness, compassion, and respect. But unconditional love isn't just about how we treat others, it's also about how we treat ourselves. How many times have you found yourself falling short of your own expectations, beating yourself up for mistakes, and forgetting to show yourself compassion? We can be our harshest critics, withholding love from ourselves when we need it the most. Loving unconditionally starts with you. It means forgiving yourself for past mistakes, accepting your imperfections, and treating yourself with the same kindness that you would offer to someone you love deeply. This love requires vulnerability. To love without conditions means opening your heart to others, even when you fear they might hurt you. It means letting go of the need for control and embracing the uncertainty that comes with real connection. When we love unconditionally, we give without expecting, we serve without seeking recognition, and we trust without knowing how things will turn out. And while that can feel terrifying at times, it's also incredibly liberating. In a world that often feels fragmented and divided, unconditional love is a powerful antidote. It connects us to each other, transcending differences in race, religion, background, and status. It creates a space where people can be their authentic selves without fear of judgment or rejection. It builds bridges instead of walls and fosters empathy instead of division. To love unconditionally is not easy, but it's worth it. It is a choice we make every day in every interaction. It's in the words we speak, the actions we take, and the way we show up for each other. Imagine how much more connected, fulfilled, and at peace we would all be if we made the choice to love without limits. And it all begins with you. When you choose to love unconditionally, you open up a world of possibility, not just for those you love, but for yourself too. At the end of our lives, we're often not remembered for the things we accumulated or the titles we held. Instead, what people remember most is how we made them feel and what we contributed to the world around us. Contribution is the ultimate way to leave a lasting impact. It is the way we ensure that our lives matter not just to us, but to others as well. Too often, we get caught up in the pursuit of personal success, chasing after promotions, accolades, or material wealth. We measure our worth by the achievements on our resume, by the numbers in our bank accounts, or by how much we can acquire. But true fulfillment and legacy come not from what we gain, but from what we give. To matter is to contribute. Contribution isn't just about grand gestures or world-changing actions. It's about the little ways we make a difference every single day. It's about showing up for the people around us, offering kindness to strangers, and using our unique talents and skills to lift others up. Every act of service, no matter how small, has the potential to ripple outward and create a profound impact. Sometimes we get caught up in thinking that to matter, we need to change the world in one dramatic moment. But that's not the case. Mattering is found in the moments of everyday life. It's in the way we treat our coworkers, the way we listen to a friend, the way we care for our family. These small, seemingly insignificant moments are often the ones that leave the most lasting impressions. By showing up with intention and heart, we contribute to the lives of others in a way that truly matters. And contribution isn't limited to just people. It's about the world around us, the environment, our communities, and the causes we care about. Every time we take action to make a positive difference, we're leaving a legacy. Whether it's through volunteering, supporting a cause, or simply being a conscious consumer, each step we take in the direction of making the world better contributes to something greater than ourselves. The beauty of contribution is that it doesn't have to be grandiose or costly. It can be as simple as offering a helping hand to someone in need, sharing your expertise with others, or being a source of positivity and encouragement. The key is consistency, doing it over and over, day after day, with no expectation of recognition or reward. The more we give, the more we realize that the true gift is in the act of giving itself. When we focus on contributing, we shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance. We stop seeing the world as something that we need to take from, and instead start seeing it as a place where we can offer something valuable. We begin to live from a place of service rather than selfishness. And in doing so, we create a life that not only matters to us, but also to the people around us. To matter is to choose to show up, to give, to share your gifts and talents, and to be of service in whatever way you can. You don't need to wait for a grand opportunity to make an impact. Start right where you are with the people and resources you have. It's not about how much you give, but about the intention behind it. When you live with the belief that your life matters because of what you contribute, you'll find a sense of purpose and fulfillment that transcends all other measures of success. And in the end, that's the legacy that will truly endure. Life is full of obstacles, some small, others seemingly insurmountable. Whether it's a personal setback, a challenge in your career, or a loss that shakes you to your core, obstacles are inevitable. They're not a sign that we're on the wrong path. In fact, they are often the very things that shape us, teach us, and push us toward becoming the best versions of ourselves. The truth is, it's not the obstacle itself that defines us, it's how we respond to it. Every challenge presents an opportunity for growth, even if it doesn't seem that way in the moment. When we face difficulty, it's easy to get overwhelmed, to feel defeated, and to wonder if we're strong enough to overcome it. But strength isn't about never feeling fear or doubt. It's about having the courage to face those emotions head on and keep moving forward, one step at a time. Think about the times in your life when you've been tested. The moments that seemed too hard to bear. The situations that left you questioning everything. Those are the moments that when you look back, you realize were the turning points. They weren't easy, but they forced you to grow, to adapt, and to become resilient. They taught you lessons you couldn't have learned otherwise. Without those obstacles, you wouldn't be who you are today. Overcoming obstacles doesn't mean you have to do it alone. It's okay to lean on others for support, to ask for help, and to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Strength is not just about grit, it's about connection. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is admit that we need someone else, but asking for support, is a key part of overcoming adversity. Remember, no one is an island. We are all connected, and it's in our shared humanity that we find the strength to keep going. Resilience is the muscle we build through facing life's challenges. Just like physical strength, resilience grows the more we use it. Each time we face an obstacle and refuse to let it define us, we become stronger, more capable, and more confident. And while the process may feel exhausting at times, it is also deeply rewarding. The more you build your resilience, the more you start to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats to your peace. The key to overcoming obstacles is to keep moving, even when the road ahead seems unclear. Progress doesn't always happen in giant leaps sometimes. It's just about putting one foot in front of the other, day after day. Even the smallest step forward counts. And eventually those small steps add up, helping you overcome the biggest of obstacles. Obstacles will always be part of the journey, but they don't have to be the end of the road. The key is to embrace them, learn from them, and use them as stepping stones toward the person you're meant to become. When you face your challenges with resilience, the very things that once held you back will become the fuel that drives you forward. So when life gets tough, remember this: you are capable. You are strong. And with each obstacle you overcome, you become more of the person you were always meant to be. Now that we've explored how to live with purpose, love unconditionally, and make a difference through our contributions, it's time to ask a crucial question: what will you do with this knowledge? What will you do with the inspiration you've felt and the shifts in perspective you've experienced? The truth is, knowledge alone isn't enough. It's easy to listen to inspiring messages and feel motivated in the moment, but without action, that motivation fades. Change doesn't happen because we think about it. Change happens because we do something about it. So the question now is simple: what is your next step? I want to challenge you right here, right now, to take one bold step forward. It doesn't have to be a giant leap, but it should be a step that moves you closer to the life you've envisioned. Maybe it's setting a new goal for yourself, reaching out to someone you've been meaning to connect with, or committing to a daily practice that aligns with your purpose. Maybe it's saying yes to something that scares you, or letting go of a fear that has been holding you back. Whatever it is, make it real, write it down, tell someone about it. Take that first step today. Don't wait for the perfect time or the right circumstances. They may never come. The truth is, there's no better time than now to start living a life that truly matters. We all know how easy it is to get caught in the trap of one day, I'll start that project. One day, I'll be brave enough to speak up. One day, I'll do the thing that scares me, but here's the thing: one day never comes. We only have today. Imagine for a moment that today is the last day you have to make a difference. How would you show up? Would you act differently? Would you take that chance, make that call, express that love? If you could imagine what you would do today to make a difference, then start doing it now. Your future self will thank you for it. Living a life that truly matters is not about waiting for the right circumstances or for someone else to make the first move. It's about choosing to be the change you want to see. Right now, you have the power to make a difference in the lives of those around you. You have the power to contribute, to love, and to live with purpose, but you have to take that first step. It's time to stop dreaming about the life you want and start creating it. Take a moment to reflect on what you've heard and ask yourself, what am I waiting for? What is stopping me from taking that first step? Because I promise you, the moment you make that decision is the moment everything begins to shift. Today is your opportunity. Today is the day you can begin to live, love, and matter with every action you take. Don't let this moment pass by. Let it be the turning point that sparks a new way of being in the world. The journey starts now. What will you do?